Okay, go ahead and put it in there. We're on the air. Haven't started the show yet. Waiting on a couple of people.
We could talk about Soldown, but that's a puzzle game, so no.
I'm going to go on to YouTube real quick. Make sure everything's kosher. Things are good to go. Yada yada yada, etc. etc. Let's see.
So apparently the next Grisaya game after the first trilogy is being split into two games.
It's interesting. Alright, it looks like we're live, but let me just pop out this chat so I have all the chats, etc. etc.
I'm glad I waited not to buy Resident Evil 7 because it's getting a Game of the Year edition.
Of course it is.
They're calling it the Gold Edition, just like Resident Evil 5.
I can't see if anybody's in chat yet. I don't see anybody in any of the chats, but let's just go ahead and get started. And
the funny thing is, the Gold Edition of Resident Evil 5 came out like a year and a half after the game did. This hasn't even been a year yet.
Hell. Okay.
Did 7 really sell that well?
7 what?
Resident Evil 7.
It always does, dude. It's almost.
I don't think it sold as good as 6 though,
No.
Which is a very inexplicable to me to this day.
Yeah.
It's like, why did it sell this much?
I don't
doesn't
know.
deserve those sales.
The 7's the last one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it deserved bigger sales. It was a good game. I watched that game. It was pretty good. All right, dude. I don't see any sign of either one of our cohorts, so
maybe they'll show up later.
Yeah, maybe they'll show up later. I'll just start the show, and that is that. All right. And here
I won't be here next week, by the way.
Oh, you won't?
So if no one shows up next week, then don't do a show.
No,
yeah, because I'll be at my sister's wedding at that time.
Yeah, no problem, dude. No worries. I might, if nobody shows up like today, that
Grinder dance party.
Yeah, I might do a GDP. That might be it. Okay, here we go, dude. Yeah. Welcome, everybody, to episode 455 of RPGrinders. I'm your host, Frank Branches, alongside my, the second longest tenured RP grinder, Eric the Great. The other chumps, Breakman the Bold and the Frosty One himself, are on assignment. Eric, how are you, man?
I'm probably not feeling as good as the former president of Mexico has been lately.
The president of Mexico? Why you say president? That? Why you say that?
I'll talk about it later.
Oh, okay, no problem.
Oh, it looks like Break Az showed up.
Oh, finally. There's Break. Let's get Break in. Why don't you go ahead and start with the first news story, Eric, and then I'll get Breakman the Bold in here.
Hold on a second. I gotta
Oh.
find it first.
All right.
All right. Final Fantasy 14. We're actually starting off with the MMO article. Patch 4.1, The Legend Returns, has been detailed, and the letter.
I think we lost Eric. I don't know what the hell happened there. Let me get Eric back. He was right in the middle of a news story. but we'll try to get Eric back. But basically, he's talking about the Final Fantasy 14 patch 4.1 Legend Returns detailed out early October. As Breakman decides to join here, let's see if we can get Breakman in. Um, Anyways, it looks like no mug today. We do got Breakman on the line right now, I believe. Do we not have you, Breakman?
No.
Oh,
wait.
yeah,
Yes.
no.
Is the show starting already?
Yeah, the show's we're on, dude.
Uh-huh.
Hello. I'm adding Eric. I don't know why his phone cut out, but I tried to call you. Eric, we got you back, dude. Sorry about that. Mid sentence, man.
Having issues.
That's right.
Well, anyways, I was reading about Final Fantasy 14's patch, and the producer said that during this Final Fantasy 14 4th anniversary 14-hour broadcast, he shared information on patch 4.0, The Legend Returns, which is due out early October, and there's some highlights, and Yasumi Matsuno, who was the director of Final Fantasy Tactics and a couple other games were related to Evilus. Excuse me, I think he worked on Final Fantasy 12, but and like he left because he had a mental breakdown at some point. But that's all. Wait, here it comes. There was a big break in the article. I was wondering what the hell happened, but nice formatting. Anyways, content and features. New main scenario quest continuing after the 4.10 scenario. Side quest. A new side quest will be a chapter in the Hildebrand storyline, and it's going to be more like a preview episode. So it's a preview of a future. Why would you do that? Just do the whole thing.
Attack of Breakman's mic there, I think. Holy shit.
Yeah. Anyways, Beast Tribe quest involving the Kojin will be added, and a new level 70 dungeon called the Drowned City of Scala will be added. Only one new dungeon will be added in the odd-numbered patches, so the team can refocus on resources and on various other tasks. And extreme level difficulty version of the Royal Menagerie, a new PvP mode called Rival Wings, which consists of 2 teams and of 24 people each, called the Ravens and the Falcons, and they work in light parties, so there's multiple parties of up to 4 players, and they can operate Illuminati Machina, like the Cruise Chaser.
Can we just read the bullet points, Eric? And
Lost Canals of Unzer will be updated, and Venture Squadrons will be updated to dungeon exploration, and there's a couple other things, and I don't want to read all of it.
Yeah, no, I'm perfectly happy with you not reading the rest.
Sounds like it's a hefty update, but not as hefty as the last one.
Yeah, no, that's good that they're constantly doing good stuff for the game. Breakman, you haven't had a chance to play 15, have you?
14.
Oh, I'm sorry, 14. Do we still have Breakman? Jesus Christ, what a train wreck this show is today, man. Kind of that way every week. All right, let's go to the next story. I'll read it. Comes to us from RPG side. Cyber Dimension Neptunia 4 Goddesses Online Limited Edition unveiled. Looks like there's going to be a Neptune USB figure, Goddess of Asgard art stand, Cyber Dimension Neptunia 4 art book, soundtrack, reversible cover sleeve, which I actually like reversible cover sleeves. Those are pretty cool. And the game. So there you go. It has 27 tracks. 52 pages on the art book, so it looks like a nice little package there. All right, let's see. Breakman, do you have your links up?
I got the next story up.
Okay, go for it.
Coming to us live from Gamatsu, Steins. Wow, a semicolon. You don't often see those. Steins semicolon Gate Elite. I'm gonna call it that. Yeah. I'm gonna pronounce it semicolon because I don't think we ever thought of a sound effect for it, so I'm just gonna say it.
Yeah,
I
we
think.
did. We did. I
Oh, we
think.
did. We did. Well, I don't want to do sound effects, so
All
I'm just
right.
gonna move on.
All right.
It launches for the PS4, PS Vita, in spring in 2018 in Japan. I guess that's the story.
Yep.
They're
There's.
saying late May, so yeah.
Yeah. Late May. So there you
Yeah,
go.
so it's still spring. That
Yep. Yep.
counts.
Still spring. Yep. Yep. All right. Next story, Eric.
Next story is from Gamatsu, and it's about sorry, kind of weird screens out there, but it's about Earthbound and Zelda-inspired action adventure game called Reverie for PS Vita. Launched early 2018. East Asia Soft is publishing, and it was developed by a company called Rainbite Unlimited. That's a fun name, but it's also going to get a limited physical release, sold exclusively at PlayAsia, so it's not a limited run game. It will feature English, Japanese, and traditional Chinese text. And the game, the physical release will include the game, a manual. Wow, a manual for a game. It's been many years since there's been a manual for anything, even an e-manual. But
Yeah.
soundtrack CD and an eventually numbered certificate, map, and a collector's boss.
Yeah. That's cool. I'm down. What about you, Eric? You down for this game?
It looks cute,
Yeah.
at
It
least.
looks good. It comes with a manual. That's something. That's something strange.
Yeah, a lot of games don't even have e-manuals, and that pisses me off.
Yeah. All right. Let's go with
It's
the
like,
next.
how am I expected to play this uh the space sim game that I reviewed for Bastard Brigade a while ago?
Yeah.
I think it was I forget it was what it was called, but I think it had a K in it.
Yeah.
Space Kerbals or Kerbal Space Program. That's what it
Oh
was.
yeah, like yeah. It wasn't.
I gave it a bad rating because I didn't know what the fuck I was doing, and the game didn't lend itself well to a controller.
Yeah. I actually think that I think we've gotten past the point of manuals, but if a game doesn't give you anything to work with, a good example of a great game that does it really well is Bloodborne. It's along the Souls lines, but it's almost a fine-tuned Dark Souls, and that game's fantastic.
Dark Souls has a lot of issues on its own,
Yeah,
which is
no,
why Dark Souls 2 is a much better game.
right, Dark Souls, but I like all of those games.
And Demon Souls is the worst of the lot.
Yeah.
But that's the first game, so I can understand that.
Yeah. Let's see. Dark Souls, Demon Souls, but the best of the bunch is Bloodborne. Any way you slice it, it's a spiritual successor to that series. It's almost a pitch perfect game. I don't know. I just love Bloodborne. I know Muggs talked about it. Mug actually platinumed, which I have no clue how he fucking platinumed that game because it's fucking hard as fuck. But whatever. All right, let's move on to the next story coming to us live as Breakdown.
He's why he's not here. He's playing some other game.
Probably. Live from Gamatsu. Idea Factories. Oh God, man, I can't. I'm having Breakman syndrome today. Idea Factories Otomate announces several new Otome visual novels for PS4, PS Vita. Sometime in 2017, it'll be announced, which there may be an update because I think they've already had that event. But there you go.
Hey, there's in the IRC chat. There's a break man and a broke man.
Yeah, who's broke man? That's what I wanted to know. Probably Freak 5 or Dungeon. Probably Freak 5. I'm guessing.
I believe it's Freak.
Yeah, it's Freak 5. All right. So another visual novel. All right. Breakman, do you have next story
I
up?
can't load it right now for some reason.
Okay.
Like
no
I said,
worries.
I said in chat, but the reason I was late is I'm having PC issues, or laptop issues, whatever.
It's
But
because he sucks.
Politically correct issues.
Yeah, because he sucks. All right. Next story comes to us from
Police
Siliconera.
crap.
Yeah, Siliconera. Morph Girl asks if you will reject or embrace a haunting creature. I was gonna say castle. I was thinking like clock tower or something. Morph Girl. God damn it! They did it again, Siliconera. You're back to being goddamn Siliconera. Jesus. So it's a VHS.
It's like every other week they are good.
It's a VHS inspired full motion video type thing. I does anybody like full motion video shit nowadays? Like that was
Girl Story was okay, and that's mostly FMV.
yeah. Well, maybe. I don't know. Maybe there's hope for this. I do like the fact that there is a half naked chick in one of the screenshots. I should put that up. Let's transition over here. Yep, so people in chat can see it. Oh shit, I did it wrong. Hang on. All right, let's move on to the next story, Eric, and then I'll get this straightened out.
Next story is a bunch of announcements from Nicholas. They're teasing 5 new Switch games. So the first one is a port of 1001 Spikes, which is a game that's very, very difficult, and it's a puzzle-based action platforming game. But it's not bad at all. But it's also one of Nicholas's more cheaper titles. I think it was like $5 at one point. But anyways, they're porting Code of Princess to the Switch, which is interesting because I'm wondering whether or not it'll have dual audio. Because the PC version was Japanese audio only, which was weird because I guess they couldn't get the rights from Atlas. So I'm wondering what will happen here.
All right. What?
But they're also porting VVVVV.
Okay. VVVV was a
V.
big. Yeah.
Sorry, that was the extra V that I forgot.
The worst name game ever.
Yeah,
Yes,
exactly. V to the 5th power, I think, or 6th power.
That game's kind of like 1001 Spikes, but you die even more.
Yeah. No, those games are
There's also Night Terrors.
Those games are either very intuitive for people and they kind of get it, or they're not. I always fall in the category of not, for sure. So, yeah, for me, no bueno. All right, can you read the next one, Eric? Because I'm working on some chat things here.
I got this one to load.
Oh, okay, go ahead.
Coming to us live from Siliconera. DX2 Shin Megami Tensei Liberation announced for smartphones, and there's an update. Atlas announced a new title in the Shin Megami Tensei series with Shin Megami Tensei Revelations in this week's Famitsu. Tensei.
Yeah,
Sorry.
Tensei.
The title was revealed as DX2 Shin Megami Tensei Liberation as a new smartphone project. Okay, well, gee, thanks.
Yeah.
That's your update.
I know. Thanks for that.
Okay.
Dungeon
That's
Buster.
the whole fucking story, apparently.
Yeah.
There's more, but like it's basically them just saying who told them what and repeating themselves. I don't know why.
Wait, what? Yay, RPGrinders. Frank passed that charisma check with the +5. You're damn right I did. I have no idea what's going on. I'm looking at YouTube chat. Nobody's in there, so I don't know what you guys are talking about. All right. And more.
Yeah, I want to know what this is. Like, so his charisma is now 6.
Oh, how dare you! How dare you, Breakman? You're exiled, you son of a bitch! God damn it! I thought we were gonna have a good show without Mug here today, and here we are with you taking on the role of Mug. You son of a bitch! Goddamn Breakman! All right.
You're
No, go ahead. What were you gonna say?
I said you're welcome.
Oh, how dare you! All right, this next one comes to us from also Siliconera. The Stargazers remaster adds more story, improves art of Yuri sci-fi visual novel. All right, I already don't like this game because anytime you have to add more story and improve the art, that means
No, he didn't have to. He wanted to.
Okay, well, good. That's good then. It's looking for a remaster.
Although the game will have voice acting, but apparently their Kickstarter was canceled because they just don't have the time to work on it right now.
Oh well, so this is not a news story. So
yeah,
all right.
But if there's an update, we'll let you guys know.
Yeah. So
I like that the author wants to continue working on it though.
Yeah,
that's cool.
Yeah, that is cool. All right. Anybody got the next story up? Eric, you have the next one.
Next one is Anomi, which is a kinetic novel of forcing the lonely and isolated back together from Silicon Era. Let's see. Players are heading toward a camp with I guess I should say readers because you're not really playing, but the characters are headed towards camp with several other young people, one where they will be forced to make connections with their neighbors in a desperate attempt to bring a lonely populace back together in Anomi. Okay. And it takes players to a world where humans have become distant from one another, with almost all human connection having broken down. They're all looking at their cell phones, aren't they?
Probably. I would imagine. So.
This leads to the experiment the protagonist is not a part of, where one individual is being pushed aside in order to force people to where individual will is being pushed aside in order to force people to connect with one another and desperate hope to make people want to be with one another.
Yeah. All
right. Oh, right. I mean,
a 7 to 10 hour game, and
yeah.
And I'm not entirely sure if it's an otome or if it's a shoujo or it's both. Like maybe you can pick your gender.
Freak 5 is exiled, by the way. Yeah, okay. Sounds interesting. Eric, you're more into... Have you played this yet? Have you gotten a copy yet, or no?
No.
All right.
I don't have time for more visual novels. I still have to do the ones I want to do. Yeah. I need to do.
Yeah.
So maybe after all that's done, I can look into it.
Yeah, no problem. All right. Next story.
They're VN, so I doubt they're selling like hotcakes.
What's
so
that?
They'll probably be able to provide code even months later.
All right. Break.
I've been trying to load them as we go. It's only let me load one at a time, but I got this one up.
Okay.
Coming to us live from Gamatsu, Asel World.
What Excel?
Why am I hearing music in my ears? What the fuck?
Asel. I don't hear any music.
I got an ad pop up.
Okay. I'll take over. Asshole World versus Sword Art Online coming to PC.
Shit Art Online.
Yeah. Shit Art Online coming to PC via Steamroller. I mean, on September 12th. No.
Maybe Bandai Namco could actually give me a code. Which reminds me, I still need to review Little Nightmares.
Oh.
But you know what? I'll buy the DLC. I'll play the game to completion. I'll play the DLC. Then I'll write my review.
Yeah.
There you go. Computer's fucking possessed.
That's all right, dude. No problem.
It loaded Chrome and a web page and shit. I didn't even touch that. I'm over here looking at I was reading the news and it did that.
The Russians hacked it, man. You got hacked. The PC version will include the full game in addition to...
all that check porn I look
at. In addition to the Castaway from Another World SAO Origins and SAO Ordinal Scale downloadable content packs. It will be available for the PS4 and the Vita, so good on ya. All right, next story, Eric.
Next story is... about how Okami is getting an HD port, or a more HD port, I guess, because it's coming to PS4, Xbox One, and Steam in Korea.
Yeah.
But PC in Korea. I don't know if they have Steam.
You okay over there, Break? Your mic's having tons of...
I maybe that's from my computer. I'm sorry. I was over here celebrating what Freak said in chat.
Says the ratings follow a rumor in mid-August that the high-definition remaster previously released for PlayStation 3 will be coming to PlayStation 4 and Xbox One in December. And once again, the Switch gets screwed.
Yeah. Of course.
Let me read what he said in chat because I think it's pretty good. He said he's waiting eagerly for the swimsuit DLC for Friday the 13th. He's gonna teabag shit out of people. He's gonna teabag the shit out of Jason using the guy wearing speedos. My compliments.
I read that as he wanted Jason to teabag him in the game. That's what I read, but I don't know, man.
Oh man, I don't want to know about Jason's balls.
All right, last story.
They're probably like, how long was he underwater? Like they're probably so shriveled up, it looks like he doesn't have any. You know?
Oh my god, it's probably just like a black hole there, or black two holes.
God, wouldn't that just make him so less intimidating?
Oh yeah, if Jason didn't have balls, he'd be like, way less intimidating. Yeah, right.
Like he's coming at you with his hockey mask really slow, or his hockey mask and a huge knife in his hand really slowly, and he suddenly drops his pants and there's like a little shriveled tiny penis.
No.
And nothing more, and it's like, oh my god, it looks like a peanut.
That actually might be scarier than Jason with a penis. Think about it. Think about how miserable that dude is. He's not getting any.
I mean, he's probably angry, but at that point, wouldn't he just be like, "Oh, I understand."
Broke man, aka Freak Five, says he would look like Varys from Game of Thrones. Yeah, pretty much, man. The eunuch. Okay. Oh shit! I closed down my last story, but here it is. It is Siberia. God damn it, Breakman. You got me off my game today.
You're welcome.
Siberia for Switch launches October 20th.
Wait, did you skip over the LA Noir?
I may have. You're going to do the LA Noir story. So, Siberia, which if anybody hasn't played that, it's worth playing. It's pretty good game. It's going to be on the Switch October 20th.
It's also going to be having a physical release.
Yeah. So that's really cool. So yeah,
I wonder if they're gonna do 2 and 3.
Who knows, man. Hopefully it does well enough that they'll put out 2 and 3. I never played 2 and 3. I played 1 about halfway through, and it was fun. It's a good game.
I find it odd they didn't just put it in a collection.
Yeah. All right, Eric. Last story.
Last story is that. Well, all I have to really say is LA Noire is coming to PS4, Xbox One, Switch, and HTC Vive.
Wow, HTC even the HTC gets a release. I wonder how much money they had to pay Rockstar for that. Man, that's crazy. Yeah, but nobody has an Do you know anybody that has an HTC? Seriously, guys, I don't.
I saw some Twitter jokes about how they were using assets from Mario Odyssey to recreate LA Noire. It's like, this is how LA Noire works on the Switch.
Yeah. Freak 5 says, wow, slow news week. Yeah, it is. It was a slow news week, but that's okay. It gives us more time to talk about other shit. We got plenty to talk about. All right.
Yeah, like for real, all these long news weeks we've had have been draining, and they've taken up so much time. Like we wouldn't have done a 3-hour show if it didn't take us a fucking hour to do the news last weekend.
Yeah, I'm very happy with the way news.
Oh wait, there isn't a PSVR version of LA Noire. I wonder why.
All right. So no homie discounts this week. Breakman.
Before you ask me about Twitter, I'm having issues on the computer, so I'm gonna open up on my phone here in a moment.
Okay, no worries. No worries. We'll go on to.
Then I'll let you know once I found the password.
Okay.
Because for some reason I don't have anything past September 2nd on here.
There should be more. Wow.
I know. It's flipping ridiculous. I don't know what's going on here. I swear I wasn't looking at porn on this computer. I swear.
I'm sure you were.
Like iTunes is the thing I use the most on here. Fuck you, iTunes. It's your fault.
Breakman, you, my friend, are not a liar. At least not a good one. So
no, I'm very good at lying.
All right, so maybe you'll lie about what you've been playing.
I've been able to lie my way out of so many situations.
All right, I've been playing a little bit of Marvel Puzzle Quest.
I got caught ditching school in high school. Yeah, lied my way out of it.
Good. Okay. I've been playing MPQ, of course. I played Shovel Knight with Mug, and I am fully ready to admit I'm the worst player ever. Um, Mug was beside himself of how shitty I am at video games. And then I played
What game was that? That you're
Shovel Knight
so shit at?
co-op.
Oh,
Shovel Knight
Shovel
co-op.
Knight. Okay.
It's always hard for me to co-op things because I have a certain style of game that I play, and it's
Mm.
not always in it's always in contrast with how other people play. I just go and do shit. I don't coordinate. I just something in me that says you have to do A, B, and C in video games, and I just do it. Eric got a taste of that with Borderlands. I really suck, so fully admit that.
Yeah.
And I gained a couple levels in Salt and Sanctuary, so I'm doing a little bit of gaming, guys. Promise. All right, Eric, what have you been playing?
Just more Hakuoki and some East 8. I'm nearly done with that game.
That's true. Freak 5 in chat. He says the other players never play on the easiest difficulty. All right, go ahead, Eric.
And that's all. That's all I played.
All right. What about you, Break? What have you been playing?
Well, I finally got Twitter up on my phone, and there isn't anything. We didn't get anything this week.
Oh, how dare you!
Anyway, I've been playing mostly DLC of Fallout and Plants vs Zombies. It's good times.
Yeah.
I'm playing I think the latest. I don't know if they're the latest stages they made, because there've been, I think, 4 different worlds added since I last played it.
Mm-hmm.
The one I'm currently playing now is supposed to be like a mixed match of different music. So it's like rap, disco, or not like I shouldn't say rap, like old school hip hop.
Yeah.
Disco, rock, and another kind of rock, like hard rock, I guess,
Yeah.
like a metal maybe.
Yeah.
They mix it up with the music and the characters and stuff.
That's
and it's
good.
Delightful and colorful, and the music's funny. I mean fun. I didn't mean funny. It's fun. It's
The
enjoyable.
music is
It's not
funny.
funny. It doesn't make me laugh. I didn't mean funny.
You're like disparaging every single artist on that soundtrack, man. That's not right. How dare you? Dungeon Buster's been playing Destiny 2. I think Freak 5 said he was playing Friday the 13th. All right, what else you playing, Breakman?
And just playing through the. Let me see. LOL. You can say that the way Frank used to tell us that Breakman was playing Halo every week.
Yep. Hey.
Referring to his Friday the 13th, Neverwinter Nights, and Marvel Heroes Omega.
Friday the 13th. Yeah.
And Fallout. I'm playing through the Vault 88 DLC. I think there's only after this the Nuka-Cola World. But this is Fallout DLC. This might take me a month or two.
Is the DLC for that enough to be its own game in its own right, or no?
The DLC adds a lot of usability to stuff as far as like building your towns, and it kind of adds some features that were probably lacking from the original start. They added recently. They added that Champions Club that I think it's called the Champions Club or Creators Club maybe.
Mm-hmm.
That Eric was talking about last week or a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
I might try that out after I get done with it. See if there's anything on there.
All right. Cool, man.
I wouldn't pay them for that shit.
Yeah.
I didn't say I was gonna pay anything. I said I was gonna look.
Yeah. So how dare you, Eric?
Talk
right.
about me here. I don't like spending money.
Yeah, I know.
It's
You're
my
a
money.
cheapo,
It's my
son of a
money.
Bitch. All right.
It's like, I keep telling you to get a 3DS so you can play Dragon Quest.
Yeah. He needs a
I'll get a
3DS, PS4. all
I'll get a
that stuff.
3DS when the 5DS comes out.
If we ever make
It
any
don't look
They
like
invent 5D just to make a new system.
if we ever make any money, we'll definitely have to get some new equipment. New equipment meaning video games and video game systems and shit like that. So,
All right,
yeah.
well, are we gonna rob
I got breaking news. Axiom Verge's physical release has been delayed on the Switch.
Okay. That's
Once
a great
again,
game.
Switch gets shafted.
Yeah. I played Axiom Verge. It's a great game. That's a really good game. I if I had a Switch, I'd buy it on the Switch for sure. Let's see. Freak5 says he also has been playing Neverwinter, Marvel Heroes, Omega, Friday 13th. So, yeah, there you go. So that's what he's been playing every week. All right, we're gonna get right to the stinkos, guys. Eric, let's start with yours. And
I got two.
All right, go for it.
One which might upset Breakman, but oh well. This is from the Three Thought blogs, and I don't know who wrote this article because I think everybody who posted an editorial is anonymous on Ferangula, but basically it's about how they read this thing that some Catholic wrote, who's trying to explain why atheists exist, and his argument basically boils down to because the person in question has daddy issues.
Oh my God! Yeah, I saw that. That's just...
Wait. Do you think I'm Catholic or something? I'm not.
No, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the next one.
Yeah, he's talking about the next one, then. But no, I saw this, Eric, and I just dismissed it because I'm like, look, you think every atheist has daddy issues? Get the fuck out of here! Like, I don't even need to hear anymore. You know, it's
I'm pretty sure Christians are the ones with daddy issues.
Yeah.
You're trying to please daddy. Yeah. And he can never be pleased because the standards are too impossible.
Dude, I had a conversation with somebody last night about Adam and Eve, and I totally fucked up my point on it. But
also, what about people who are raised by two mothers instead of a father?
Yeah. The Bible...
Well, they don't like that either, actually.
Yeah. The Bible can be interpreted any fucking way anybody wants to interpret
and that one of those mothers was actually trans man.
Yeah.
They like that.
Still not a daddy.
Yeah. They like that.
How racist will you go in the totem pole of Catholicism?
If you look in the Genesis, because nobody wants to look at the Old Testament because the Old Testament is fucked up. I mean, if you don't believe me, read it for yourself.
That's the thing. The Bible is not an easy book to read.
It is not. But I highly encourage anybody to get
It's gross, completely stupid.
It is.
No, I mean, you need to get like a good translation of it because a lot of translations are.
Yeah. Get the modern.
Oh man.
And then there's the constant worry about whether or not they're actually cutting content.
Well,
and sanitizing it.
That's not even.
Well, the Bibles are so hard to read sometimes that they can pretty much say anything they want in church.
I'm not
making sense of it.
There's some volumes that mention dinosaurs, but that's obvious revisionism because they didn't know about dinosaurs back in the Dark Ages.
No. What I was saying. Shit. I got problems with my phone here. I'm trying to.
Your phone's attacking you?
Yeah. Did you hear that? No, I had this Adam and Eve discussion. There's so many contradictions in there, and it had to do with whether or not Eve was present at. But any account that you read the Bible, there was no, like, God set out in front of Adam the Garden of Eden. And he says, "Don't eat from the trees," right? Well, Eve wasn't there, so. How would Eve have known anything? And then the devil shows up and tells her the absolute truth. You're not going to die. Why would God even put that temptation there? If he knows everything, he's omnipotent, omniscient, all that shit. Why? Anyways. All right. How dare you, Breakman? Anything else on the Catholics not understanding atheists? Atheists are the biggest... I would guess the biggest minority in the country and the most hated minority in the country. That people just don't like atheists, and I fully understand why, because we always put forth truth in front of people's faces, and a lot of people don't like the truth. The truth hurts, so whatever. All right, what's your second one?
The second one is the reveal.
Oh my God! Really?
What?
I was supposed to be offended after you read the story. Sorry.
Is the reveal that the South Park, the fractured butthole, is going to have difficulty, quote unquote difficulty slide feature, which not only changes difficulty in certain areas, but it's also based on your skin color.
What?
You could tell immediately that's a bad idea.
Oh my goodness! Based on
Basically,
skin color?
the more difficult the game is, the darker your skin gets. And it's supposed to be a commentary on the real world situation, but the thing is, this is a video game.
Ugh.
And if you're a black person who wants to represent themselves in the video game by making a black character, you're basically making the game harder for you when you didn't necessarily want that. Apparently all it does is it changes like how much money you get, which would lead to more grinding, when that would be annoying, and nobody wants to do extra grinding in a game, especially the people that want to play a game like South Park. But
here's
also
the thing. Yeah.
it also affects how characters will treat you.
Yeah. I am definitely against it.
Yeah, I'm not gonna buy this game because of this, because I don't want to be put into a situation where I want to. If I want to play as a white person, then my game's gonna be easier, and I don't like the fact that my game will be easier than somebody else who might be darker skinned, and I don't want to protest playing as another race just to make the game more normal. So I just refuse to play this game, so I won't even spend money on it until they fix this issue.
Yeah,
if they fix this issue.
I think this is brilliant on their part, Eric, and I'll tell you why. I do think initially it's a stinko. I haven't seen the final product, so I can't make a judgment. But if it's as advertised, it's a bad move. But in reality, they're getting a lot of press for that, so it really isn't a bad move. And I highly doubt it that it will make it to the final product. I think they'll do a little quick edit there.
I don't know. The game is only a month out now. From now.
Yeah, they can always delay, and they can always.
God knows they've done that.
Yeah. They won't delay it. They'll patch it later.
Or
if at all.
They'll have a day one patch for it, if at the very least. I'm not.
This is Trey Parker and Matt Stone were heavily involved in the making of this. That's not out of anything. That's not out of the normal of South Park to me.
Yeah.
That sounds just to me like something they would do. They're always pushing the envelope on race and
I agree, but
and bigotry in general.
Yeah,
I think the joke might have worked if it had just been part of an episode, but this is a game we're talking about.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think they should have taken it that far, but then again, South Park has taken things super far before. So
there's has there been a line they've never crossed? Because I can't think of one. Like they drew Muhammad. You know, you're not like that's an offense to millions of people, or maybe billions.
Muhammad, but I never actually saw their drawing because
because
Cartoon Network became chicken shit and decided to remove it.
Yeah, exactly. which I don't understand. We can get into
Is it on the uncut DVDs though?
I don't know if we have that season. I have to go back and check.
Yeah, so
I think we do, but it's been a while.
Yeah.
That's a
screen
really
cap, and I can look at it.
I'm looking at Freak Five's stuff in chat. He's talking about how his mom has told him a story of why she believes in God. She has a dream about his grandmother, and mentioned it to his grandfather, and he supposedly dreamed about her too on the same night. And she was wearing, hold on.
They were probably thinking about each other, like maybe even talked to each other the day before.
Yeah,
that's kind of what happens in dreams.
And she was wearing the same dress in both of their dreams, and my mom thinks that her mom coming from heaven that was mom coming from heaven to kind of say hello. Why would she kind of say it is my question. Why wouldn't she just say it? But anyways, I'm so tempted to ask my mom if that was more than a dream and she was afraid I wouldn't remember her. Why hasn't she shown up in my dreams to try and change my unbelief? That's an interesting take, Freak Five, and it might be something that personally jarred you enough to make you believe. But in my opinion, it wouldn't make me believe because the human imagination can think of almost anything. That's why part of the reason I'm super interested in Ready Player One. That movie looks absolutely amazing.
I've seen some of that guy's Ready, and it's not good.
I don't know.
Here's what I would start.
I highly doubt that a film adaptation could do it justice, the justice that it deserves, because I don't think they could do a book better on a book that was never good to begin with.
If anybody can do it, I probably would trust Steven Spielberg or Peter Jackson or Guillermo del Toro, maybe James Wan. I would trust these directors to make it, even though Spielberg has been irrelevant for a long time.
I just feel like the whole thing's going to be like a Family Guy affair where it's just like reference after reference and none of it's funny.
It's not intended on being funny, I don't think. I think there's a different message that movie is going to try to purvey. But it looked good. I saw a preview for it, and I'm like, I'm down to watch it. I mean, what did I see in there? I saw Voldemort, I saw Freddy Krueger, I saw Terminator. So there was a lot of references, like you said, but I think there's going to be a little substance to that movie. So, you know, I'm looking forward to it. I don't know, but let's.
There's too many movies. I'm just gonna go see 4 and Star Wars.
You gotta see it, dude. I'll be talking about that.
It Volume 1.
Yeah. Oh, dude.
Why are they splitting it up?
I'll tell you later.
It's really long.
I'll tell you later. I'm gonna have.
Well, I suppose it's better than trying to condense it and cutting out context.
Yeah, I'll be talking a tiny bit about it because I know it's fresh and not really many people.
I think I know the real reason though, money.
Yeah, well,
I just hope it's not uneven like when they do that sometimes.
Yeah.
And hopefully the third act isn't garbage.
For instance, I really enjoyed the Kill Bill movies, but they were 2 completely different movies.
Yeah.
As far as like
different.
tone and such, like it was.
I'll definitely.
And I don't mean that as a. Well, I guess I do. I don't want to say like you want the sequel to be exactly the same, but as a movie that was supposed to be like continuing from where it was. To change so dramatically was kind of weird.
All right, this is what I'm going to tell you.
Kill Bill 2 was more like Pulp Fiction, and Kill Bill 1 was more like Enter the Dragon.
Okay, hold on. I have full confidence. I'll be talking about this a little bit later, but real quickly, I have full confidence that the next movie has potential to be even better than this magnificent piece of artwork that is it. And I'll be talking about that in a minute. So, last, any final thoughts on South Park, Breakman, or are we done with that?
No, I'm fine.
Breakman, you're Stinko.
Actually, I have a few. First one goes to Hurricane Irma and the current destruction it's already caused and the current path it is on.
Yeah.
Unlike Harvey, which hit in Houston, I do have family in Texas, but they live far away from Houston, so they got bad weather. That's all really. Yeah. But whereas Irma is going to Florida, where I know a lot of people in Florida. Actually.
Oh no, man! That
including
really
Mrs. Breakman's brother, who is staying, and he lives in Tampa. They're hoping everything's gonna be okay, but. He was hoping, from all the reports they're telling him, or he wanted to believe or whatever, that the storm wasn't going to hit there, but it looks now like it's going to go right through Tampa.
Okay.
So
there is a tiny bit of current, I don't know if it's breaking news, Breakman, but it's still going to be a super bad storm, but it looks like Cuba dropped it from a level 5 or category 5 or 6, even though there's no category 6.
Five's the highest.
Right. But it was higher winds than even 5. Like it had like at one point upwards of almost 200 mile an hour winds, which is catastrophic. It's decimated Cuba, parts of Haiti, Puerto Rico got smashed. So there's the good news for Floridians is that it's downgraded to a category 3 for the time being. That doesn't mean that it can't gain steam as it goes there. So that is a bit of small, um, like a silver lining to that gray cloud in the Atlantic there. So um, I hope your brother-in-law is going to be okay. Same thing with Tiger Claw. Tiger Claw's out in Florida, and I've thought a lot about Tiger Claw. Hopefully, he's gonna him
Yeah,
and
everybody in Florida. Like I said, I know a lot of people down there.
yeah,
Not just him, but I have
yeah,
other friends that live down there, and
yeah,
just a lot of people retire to Florida, as it were.
yeah, yeah. So hopefully, a lot of people got out while they could.
Yeah.
And I do have to say, it's kind of a mini stinko, but Rush Limbaugh's a piece of shit, and I hope nobody listens to his advice. His advice is it's all made
fake
up.
news. Hurricanes are fake news.
It's all made up and a government conspiracy. Now the storm might hold on, Eric.
He's not saying that all hurricanes are fake.
Eric.
Just the ones because apparently you can't have more than one hurricane a year.
Eric, hang on. Let me finish my point, dude. I always lose my points when I get interrupted.
Sorry.
That's right. The point of the matter is this. It's very dangerous as a person that has the ear of literally, 1 or 2 million people at any given moment to say, don't do anything, stay where you are. Especially with the category this catastrophic.
I know he didn't stay down there because of Rush Limbaugh. That he's staying down there because he's worried about his house.
No, I understand, and that's something completely different. That's of his own volition.
I was just for anybody who's listening is the reason I brought it up. I know you guys weren't thinking that, but
no.
Anybody who's listening was probably thinking, well, it's his bro's own fault.
Right. No.
No, that's not what's going on.
And by the way,
he's lived there for 5 years now, and he's owned that house for like 4, I think.
Yeah. No.
He's worried about the house.
I would be worried too. I am not placing blame on anybody that lives there and stays there. But I am placing blame on.
That's the reason I would never live in Florida. As much as I like the warm weather and stuff, and I love beaches.
Yeah.
Just because of hurricanes, that's.
So, it begs the bigger question about global warming. I think the time to deny that global warming is not a thing is over. If you listen to Rush Limbaugh or some of the conservative...
hurricanes aren't a thing.
Hold on.
I mean, it's not it's not new.
Yeah, no, it's not new.
Like I said, it's why I wouldn't live in Florida or wouldn't live on the East Coast.
Here's the thing.
Places like Hilton Head or
right.
Or Turtle Beach, places like that I enjoy going to, but hurricanes part of the threat of living there, just like living in Cincinnati. Snow is a threat. Blizzards.
Yeah.
I mean, I always hear about like it's getting colder, and I know like the coldest days on record were happened before I was born. The Ohio River froze up like in 1977.
Yeah.
Year before I was born.
Okay.
But that's not what I was arguing about. I'm just saying like every environment you should be expecting hurricanes if you live in Florida.
I'm going to go a step further, Breakman. You should be expecting hurricanes and even worse hurricanes than the one previous, because global warming is a thing, all right? There's no doubt about it. And global warming causes a lot of these types of devastation. All right, your Category 4 and 5 hurricanes.
It also reminds me, SG is out near there.
Okay. Do you have anything else, Eric? Before we move on, because I want to.
No, those are my stinkos.
All right.
Yeah, we were on my stinkos.
Yeah. I'm just making sure, because every time I try to get to the point, I can't. So, my point being is, it's none of the people's fault there. I do put some liability on big time talk show hosts like fucking Hannity or Rush Limbaugh especially, who said nothing to see here, and then the next day he leaves and he gives a false narrative of he can't really say why he left. And to which I say, you left because of the fucking hurricane, and why don't you tell your listeners that? Be honest. Don't be a coward. I've never been a coward. That's one thing about me on this show. I say what's on my mind. I mean it, and I'm not always right. But man, I admit when I'm wrong, and Limbaugh needs to do that because I have a feeling that this storm is going to go down to a category 2, and it's not going to be nearly the destruction of, at least that's what I hope. And I can almost assure you that Rush Limbaugh and Alex Jones and all these fucking people will be on their soapbox saying, "See, I told you. See, it wasn't as bad as what anybody thought," et cetera, et cetera. It undermines the real point of global warming, and we got to start doing something. I was looking at a map, Breakman, of Florida. They have a lot of nuclear reactors in Florida. I did not know that. A lot of chemical plants.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
It's shaped like a dick, so when it blows, it's gonna blow.
Yeah, it's shaped like a dick. It's gonna orgasm for sure. So, so these are definitely serious things to think about and worry about for the future. It's not a partisan thing. It's a global thing, and we're all people, regardless of Trump and what he wants to tell you about Mexicans, black people, white people. It doesn't matter. Those people don't give a fuck. It was like what happened in Texas. That's why this latest DACA announcement baffled me, because Houston's population is about, I think the latest numbers were 23-24% Hispanic. Of those Hispanic people, there was a good number of people that were dreamers. And to put them in a position of, wow, I just lost my house and now I'm going to lose my country, I think is unconscionable. I think it's awful. But I'll talk a little bit more about that in a second. But, dude, I hope your brother-in-law stays okay, Tiger Claw, everybody else in Florida. I hope this goes down to a category 1 by the time it gets there. And,
him and I know a lot of other people, if they wanted to leave, they definitely can't now because there's no gas or anything. Like the supplies down there are heavily limited.
Yeah.
At this point.
I've got a stinko that kind of ties into this. I mentioned DACA, guys. Was that it, Breakman? I'm sorry, I don't mean to cut.
No, I have more actually.
Oh yeah, go for it, Breakman.
Okay, my next one goes to I'd say let me see. There are 3 of us in here, and there are 2 people in chat, so that's 5. I think it was about a little less than half. So 2 of the people that are participating in this show right now were probably affected by the hack of Equifax.
Yeah.
And if you don't know what Equifax is, all of us have credit scores. Guess who maintains the credit scores? There are 3 big companies. Equifax is one of them.
Yep.
So basically the information of about half of the citizens of this country was leaked.
Yeah.
Okay. So there you go. Yay.
Yeah.
Good job, government, in defending us.
Yeah. Here's the thing about that.
Credit companies. I mean, whatever, not government. But you know what I meant.
Yeah. Here's another reason why the system is rigged, guys. Equifax is like you said, one of the 3 big credit companies.
Yeah, Experian and TransUnion are the other 2.
Yeah, TransUnion, Experian, and Equifax. And this is why it's hard for people to get houses and credit in general. If you have a felony, for instance, good luck trying to get credit.
Well, it's
hold on.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
That's right. I got to get this out, otherwise I'll just forget the point, Breakman. Not only that, if you miss a credit payment 3 years ago or so, that fucks your credit. So if you can't make a payment, fuck you. It's on your record, and good luck trying to get a home loan because it'll fuck you. Yeah, and we've given the banks plenty of bailouts, and there never was a bailout for the American people. It was always for banks, always for big businesses like car industries and shit like that. So it's like, when are the American people going to get bailed out? You know what I'm saying? Like we can't get a house because you know what? Our credit's fucked. And not only is our credit fucked, you know, we got the company Equifax who's supposed to protect that information, who's not even competent enough to do that.
They're one of the guardians of society,
Yeah,
of American society. Because what
yeah,
I was gonna say,
yeah,
what I was gonna bitch about, is that we live in America, and our economy is based on most of us going into debt.
yes, yes, absolutely. You're right.
The whole credit system in general, I
Yep.
think, is. I mean, there are people who can use it to their advantage, but most people are just still in debt, and no matter what they do, they're always going to be in debt to
Yeah,
some extent.
yeah, the credit system here only works for rich people, and I'll tell you why. If you look at the best perks, right, you have to have the best credit and the most amount of money. So, who has the most credit? Who has the most amount of money? It's billionaires and millionaires, right? And the billionaires are actually the ones that control uh, almost, I think they actually control over 50% of the wealth in this country. Last time I checked, I think it was like 60-40, 70-30. Somebody could correct me if I'm wrong. But
I think the numbers are actually more skewed.
yeah, they could be more skewed. But they'll have you believe that corporations pay 37% taxes or some outrageous rate, which doesn't mean anything because in reality they pay no about 11% taxes as opposed to what we pay, which is outrageous. So there's a bunch of crap going on with the billionaire class that um, just sucks. And Equifax and TransUnion and Experian are supposed to be ahead of the curve, not behind it. And that's
And let me interrupt, and because Dungeon Buster's talking about it in chat,
Yep.
and I'm going to read what he was saying, because I wanted to get to a point. There's also some controversy over fine print for those that opt out to get their free credit monitoring apology. Apparently, if you do that, you opt out of future arbitration against them. And there's some more things, but I want to get back to that. Also, three executives sold stock prior to the news breaking, and Equifax's stock dumping 14%. Yeah, that fucking happens with big corporations. The rich still manage to get richer. Even when shit hits the fan, they manage to get rich and walk away. There's already a multi-billion-dollar class action being filed, and that's part of what he was saying before about opting out. What do we get? What are we going to get? We'll get like a measly paycheck or something. The government will probably take most of the money. Government and lawyers will take most of the money.
Mm-hmm.
The people who will suffer are the employees of Equifax. The rich people, like Dungeon Buster just said, the three top executives already sold stock. They already made bank off of this. Whereas this is going to be like a hit to the company, and the average employee is going to be the one who suffers. It's a ridiculous cycle that happens all the time. And welcome to America.
I tried to make a point to somebody the other day about the police, and instead of
Freak says who has the most money. I was going to say white people, and most of the rich people are white, but I'm sick of hearing stuff like that because I don't know any rich people.
Okay, hold on.
I know a lot of white people, and it's like, it's not fair to box us in with those fucking rich bastards.
Okay, I agree with you, Breakman, but I understand Freak Five's point. Okay.
I know, I do too. Like it seems it's like a minority seeing it. You see white people that are rich.
Okay.
But as somebody who grew up poor, I see it as a fucking rich person.
No, I understand, and we're all in the same boat. We're all poor.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
Here's the deal, though. It's disproportionate.
Oh, he said he was going to make a joke, and he added the lull at the beginning.
Yeah.
I don't. That was the whole
by
joke,
definition, the majority of rich.
I'm sorry. I'm just kidding. I get it. I guess.
By majority.
I just arguing with it.
Yeah. By majority, of course, most people are going to be rich in this country because it's mostly white people in this country. Although I do notice a ever so slight change to the opposite. hopefully one day we'll get there. I don't think anytime soon because of reasons you outlined, Breakman. Experion is pretty much a whack job company. They, like you said, are gatekeepers. They're supposed to hold our information, which, by the way,
they hold our lives in their
right,
in their hands for
right,
the most part.
right.
Because they control the credit score, and
Right.
that's what you need to survive.
Right. You have to have a good credit score in order to get a house, as I outlined, cars, loans, business loans, et cetera, et cetera. So if you suppress that, you suppress everything, right? What I was going to say is there's a stark contrast with race in this country. I think we've documented that
Right.
on this show.
I agree with
Hold
you.
on,
I
hold on.
wasn't, and I definitely wasn't arguing about
I'm
that.
making a different point here, Breakman. When you have the police constantly surveilling Brooklyn, all right, if you can go right now to any live Brooklyn camera, and pretty much you're going to see police just camped there watching poor people, basically. You contrast that with Wall Street, and tell me if you see even one cop on Wall Street when most of the people on Wall Street are fucking dirty, corrupt pieces of shit that are just out to make money on yours and my backs. So I'm just saying there's a little bit of credence to what Freak 5 said about that. Like when you got criminals walking around left and right that aren't stopped and frisked and, you know, put in jail for their crimes. I mean, white collar crimes go pretty much with slaps on the wrist all the time. There are a few exceptions. I know Madoff was an exception because he was an extraordinarily incompetent person. You have a lot of inequities there.
The reason he went is because he screwed over rich people.
Yeah.
If you screw over other rich people who have the expensive lawyers, you're gonna go to jail.
Yeah.
Like it's basically like me and you can't afford good so-called good lawyers.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, that's true too. I mean, just look at our president. He
companies built. We have a country completely built on money and credit scores. You know.
Yep. And by the way, we're in a lot of debt. A lot of debt. A lot of debt.
Well, it's because another complaint I have with our government is I have many. We give them money. We give them tax money. And they told us at one point, and they still tell us, like, your tax money is for this. Yet they take the money that we give them and they spend it on other things that they come up with at the time.
And they want to continue to raise the debt ceiling.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you have to raise the debt ceiling. There's no question about that. I mean, otherwise what?
If they would actually get it, if they would work on, or if they would stop doing what I just said, they could stop raising the debt ceiling and start working on going backwards. You know, start maybe paying the debt
or
out of debt maybe instead of building it up more.
Yeah. So how about?
I don't know, but I do know that at this point, like our country spends more money than we're taking in by the trillions.
Yeah. I mean, to be honest with you, Dungeon Buster says it right. We're stuck in an eternal war, so more debt. We've been in war since our inception. You don't believe me? Just look at the record. Just look at the history.
If there's a fight, we're involved.
We have literally.
We're no better than Germany, if you ask me.
No, we have literally been in a war since our inception, and it's time for that type of shit to change. Otherwise, I mean, we've already lost our standing in the world, and I'm actually okay with that. I don't care if some other country is quote number one, as long as we're being as long as we're doing the right thing.
who don't want China to beat us. I mean, why are we in this fake competition? We should be worried about our survival, not whether or not we're in a competition. And you could argue that them being on top is part of that plays into the survival, but not really. It's just who has the goods that we want. Yeah. That's just pure consumerism and capitalism and shit at work.
I think, see, Mug and I debate this all the time. I think the time for incrementalism is over. Like, we can't keep going to a person like Barack Obama who made 2 wars into 7. Hillary Clinton, Donald Trump, all of these people are completely corrupt. And until we get the money out of the politics, we'll be stuck. We'll be stuck as the 37th in education. We'll be stuck, 100th in innovation. We'll be stuck is the point. When it's bad, when immigration in this country is at a net zero gain loss. I don't know if many people know that. We actually have a net zero amount of people coming into the country as opposed to going out. Meaning, just as many people are leaving this country that are coming in. All right, and that brings me to. Do you have another Stinko break?
Actually, I do have another Stinko, but
no
you're kind of on a roll, so go ahead.
Frank will be talking like 10 minutes on that.
How dare you? I do want to make quick mention of Jeff Sessions. I am now putting Jeff Sessions in the RPGrinders Stinko Hall of Shame. And not for reasons that you might think. Of course, he's a racist piece of fucking shit, okay? But when Trump ended DACA, basically saying that they got 6 months and kicked it over, basically punted, to use a football term, to Congress, he didn't make the announcement.
That's the thing. That was, I don't want DACA to go away, but at the same time, DACA was never, like, a real law because Obama went and did the executive order thing that I bitched about. Like,
right.
Congress makes the laws.
Right.
But I mean, Trump is right that it has to go to Congress.
Yeah, but Congress never.
But at the same time,
right
if Obama had tried to work with Congress instead of always calling out, say, every time he got a microphone, he blamed Republicans for everything. And then he said they don't work with him. Well, you're blaming them for everything.
Well,
and don't tell me it's impossible because the most hated Democrat ever, Bill Clinton, was able to work with Republicans.
I'll tell you.
If Bill Clinton could work with Republicans, that's all on Obama.
No. I disagree with you for this reason, Breakman. There's one factor that everybody forgets. Obama was black. All right. All of those Republican senators and a lot of the Democratic senators that are beholden to their donors don't give a fuck. All right. And especially the Republicans. Right? Especially the Republicans. The Republicans have had a Southern strategist position when it comes to policy, when it comes to money, when it comes to power. It's always been about the white person, the rich white person, right? So we're in the same group, Breakman, is what I'm saying. We're all poor. Eric and I are poor. You're poor. Mug's poor. All of our listeners are poor unless you happen to be a fucking billionaire,
I mean, even the middle class in this country, as I said, if you're in the middle class in this country, you're in debt.
Poor. Yeah, you're in debt and you're poor, regardless of how much money you make. You have to make a minimum of 6 figures in order to keep up and not be in a huge debt. So those jobs are hard to come by, and especially for minorities. So Mine goes to Jeff Sessions for this reason and this reason alone. You can tell he is a big-time racist because the joy on his face when he got to announce the end of the rescinding of DACA, his smile said more about any other human being than I've ever seen expressed on a human. An actor couldn't have did it better than what Jeff Sessions did. And for that, being gleeful that 800,000 people, these are people that Breakman. These are people in our neighborhoods, people in our jobs, people out and about that do contribute taxes and money to the country, even though they don't get half of the benefits that everybody else does. So the joy in Jeff Sessions' face gets my Stinko Hall of Shame Stinko for RPGrinders. So he is permanently in the Hall of Shame, and we've had some good ones. I put Hitler in there. I put Oprah Winfrey. I still haven't put Donald Trump in there. I'm waiting on that one because it's going to be a glorious day. A bunch of people. So that's the latest edition, Jeff Sessions.
Well, Freak 5Cast would like to intervene. He has a interjection here.
Yeah.
He says, Frank just admitted that he knows all the listeners are poor. I bet at the end of the show he's going to pimp that GoFundMe and ask us poor people for money, just like a church.
Yeah.
That's why nobody gets my money to my Patreon, because nobody can.
Yeah.
That's why I tell people that you shouldn't donate money to, like, I know, for instance, people want to help with Harvey relief and now Irma relief and stuff like that. Don't donate money. Go to the places that are taking supplies.
Yeah.
Like, take them water. Like, that is something that they desperately
water
need.
For sure. If you could afford some water to put on a truck that's headed out there, go for it. Do it. I do think about that, Freak 5. But I am literally super poor. Like, from day to day, I'll have $1 in my pocket. I don't have a job for reasons that I can't get into on the air. I have a lot of worry right now, and that's why I threw up that GoFundMe's, because, you know, I am super poor. I really am, and if I've put in my own money into RPGrinders for so long that sometimes I do need a little help, and right now we're working without a website because
well, to be honest, we never really had a website.
We do, but I mean the domain.
I mean, you have the domain, but we haven't done anything with it.
Well, because
it's just a redirect to our RSS feed.
I understand, but it's important to me, Eric, because rpgrinders.com is super easy. It's different than rpgrinders.podbean.com. You know, I can just say go to rpgrinders and it redirects to our page and we get a listener too. You know, so I do have plans for building up the channel, doing some different things and all that shit, but you know, first things first, the GoFundMe is going to be up there for a long time. And right now, I wouldn't suggest anybody donate to it because, A, like you said, nobody has money. And B, there's much more important things like Irma and Harvey and everything else going on. So I don't begrudge anybody if they don't put even $1 in there. But I do have to say, there has been a couple people that have donated, and I've taken notice. So, you know, I've mentioned them on the show before.
Did they say amen afterwards?
Amen. I've mentioned Flabby Sausage. She's listened to the show for a long time, and of course our good friend MXT, who I like to call MST Bag. So, you know. But yeah,
Freak 5Cast in chat says apparently we're talking about websites. He said Zombies Anonymous has never had a website either. We kind of had the Zombie Radio Network site, but Foreign quit paying for it, and now it's German fetish porn sites.
Oh. See, that's a
We're
thing.
anonymous.
Yeah. Nobody's picked ours up yet, but hopefully I can get it back. If not, if by chance we reach our goal of $100 and I go to get our website back and it's not there, I'll put that money to good use. I'll show you guys receipts. You know, I'm super honest if anything. So, you know, that's the reason for the GoFundMe. If I had money, I would never ask anybody for anything because I love doing the show and I love producing content. So, you know, that's why I did it. But anyways, Jeff Sessions, one of my all-time stinkos for his stupid smirk while announcing that DACA was rescinded. And it's a shame because there's 800,000 people, most of them who came over here as kids that deserve better.
Most of them were either sent here by their parents or came here with their parents. You know, they were children when they came here, and they grew up in America. You're going to send them to a country that they barely remember, if they even remember it. It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
It's cruel, in fact.
Yeah, absolutely. I totally agree with you. It's inhumane, and I don't have any faith in Donald Trump.
And it's something that as a government, they should do, but our government, it's never gotten around to it.
If you guys remember, I've been talking about this for a long time about how it eventually progresses. First, it's the documented, because people in DACA are documented workers. It starts there. Then it goes to, or first it starts with illegal immigrants. Then it goes to legal immigrants. Then it goes to legal, what do they call it? Naturalized citizens. And then it goes to descendants after that, which I fall definitely in line with some of that. So I'm just saying there's a real. That's why when Steve Bannon got pushed out, I was actually kind of happy, because that was his one of the big things on his agenda was build a wall, ban all Muslims, fuck the Mexicans, fuck DACA, any attempt to put down minorities was already in his crosshairs. LGBTQ communities, Hispanic communities, black communities for sure. I mean, fuck, man, what it's like to be a black man in this country, forget it, man. Like, I've been talking about this stuff for a long time, but I'm going too long. All right, your other stinko break, man.
My last stinko goes to there's a certain somebody who has a book coming out. I think it's 12th maybe, so next week. Her name is Hillary Clinton, and it's called What Happened.
Yeah,
you've probably heard of it.
Oh God.
She has blamed most everybody at this point, and she does at some points blame herself a little bit, but she puts more blame on everyone else.
Yeah.
And the latest person in her book, and the person apparently who's getting the most wrath, is Bernie Sanders.
I know. I
The
saw
person that her and her DNC compatriots helped screw is now more the blame for her loss than anyone.
Yeah.
According to her.
Yep. That's absolutely
She's
correct.
She's basically Trump.
Yeah. You know what? She basically is. People were
like I said. That's why I didn't vote, because neither one of these people. They're both pieces of human garbage.
Yeah.
But I understand the people.
Well, I voted for her because realistically, she would probably win, and she did win, but our electors thought otherwise.
Well, here's the deal. She would have been slightly, and I do mean slightly, better than Donald Trump, and I think we all can see the reasons for that now. And I hope we learn our lesson.
She isn't a flagrant racist like he is.
I hope we don't go with somebody like Kamala Harris, who's bought and paid for already. I hope we go with Bernie next time. Bernie doesn't take, super PAC money. He relies mostly on individual contributions, capped. No corporate money. So that's.
I think the DNC will probably turn on him again.
You want to know some irony about this?
Would he even realistically have a chance?
Hold on. Go ahead.
You want to know some irony about this book?
Go ahead.
She is going to take this book and what do you call it when you go on a book sale? I guess that's
book tour.
A tour. She's going on a book tour to sell this book. She's going to go to the places that she did not campaign because she thought she had them down pat.
Oh, fuck that! If I was people there, I would boo her fucking ass.
Because she knows that because those places have her. Her loyal supporters, but she lost a lot of votes in those places for not going there.
Yeah.
So now she's going there, and like I said, she's blaming Bernie
how?
I mean, I can understand her blaming James Comey. Like that one I can understand, but a lot of the other blame that she lashes out is it feels so sour grapes, and especially with Bernie, because Bernie. He said mean things about me in the campaign. It's a campaign. Oh my God! Did you watch the other side?
Bernie
the
never.
guy who went over there said the worst fucking things possible.
I really don't think Bernie said much of anything bad, negative towards Hillary Clinton. When I think about it, Breakman.
I think he said honest things about her.
Yeah,
which
honest.
Which to her mean.
Yeah, they're not mean. The truth is never mean, and if you take it as mean, you're part of the problem. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the whole thing. And my feeling is the Democratic Party needs to reform, because starting a third party is probably not an option. I think Sanders has good a chance as anybody's ever had, but even then, I think it would fail, and that's the reason why he didn't start his own party. But I think...
And Dungeon Buster says Bernie was a gentleman despite losing. He didn't write a book asking why he lost. No, he actually threw in for her and said vote for her.
Yeah.
He started stumping for her, and that's why I lost respect for him at the time.
Yeah.
Because he started voting for her. But I understand he's doing it because he was like anybody but Trump.
Yeah.
But he threw down for her and he campaigned for her, and then she, spits on him again.
Well,
it's like, this is a Clinton at work. Here we go.
That's why next time around, Breakman, we all have to watch the DNC in the next primary, because if they pull the same shit this time, I think everybody's watching them with a magnifying glass, a microscope, if you will. So I think this time, I agree with you, Eric. I don't think Bernie, if he does run again, even has a chance because of the corruption in the DNC.
I think that's not the only problem. I think by the time he runs again, he'll be what?
No, that doesn't matter.
76 or something like that.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah,
that
it
does
does matter
nothing.
with voters.
No,
it matters a lot with voters.
Nah. Bernie
with the ageist and bigoted voter population.
No.
Okay,
because I'll tell you why. Because Bernie Sanders is the most popular politician in the country by miles, Breakman. By miles. It's not even close. The closest next to him is Elizabeth Warren, a Democrat. All right? The nearest Republican, you'd be hard pressed to find a Republican that comes even a third as popular as Bernie Sanders. So if the DNC does the right fucking thing, Bernie Sanders quite possibly could be our next president of the United States. I think it's a slam dunk. I think he runs on things that both parties, right? So the whole point
I want him not to run as a Democrat. I want these parties to collapse.
Yeah. Well,
these parties ruled this country, and they're letting like Big Pharma and the banks and anybody who can line their pockets run the country.
Yep. No, absolutely right. It's all about big money. Big Pharma and banks are see, that's the thing. People like Bernie
and Equifax, TransUnion, Spirion. Can't forget them, little assholes.
Yep. Here's the thing. Like with Bernie Sanders, you're going to get somebody that wants Glass-Steagall back. Whether or not he gets it is anybody's guess. Medicare for all. He's sympathetic to a lot of the global warming causes that are out there. The only thing that I disagree with Bernie Sanders on is GMOs. He's known to be like kind of anti-GMO, and there's really no reason for that. But that's fairly minor when it comes to the other major things like Medicare for all. Like I don't understand how anybody can't see that that's the best health system available. It's not perfect. Nothing ever is. But it would ensure more people than Obamacare. People want to give President Obama a lot of credit for Obamacare. That it had nothing to do with Obama, right? It was a Mitt Romney healthcare bill that Obama adopted, and they made a few concessions and said that was Obamacare, the ACA. The ACA sucks.
To be fair, the Republican Party was the ones who started calling it Obamacare is like a slander.
They did.
So it's not. You can't
but
really blame Obama
plan.
for Obamacare being named Obamacare is what I mean.
No, I don't.
Yeah,
I don't blame
the
him for
Republican
that.
Party started it, and then
Right.
then Obama said, "You know what? I like that."
I don't
like fuck.
If I would have been him,
damn it, everybody likes it. Fuck. Now what do we do? Fuck.
Yeah.
We try
Actually,
to kill it now.
not everybody likes it. That's why.
Not the plans.
The GP is the most petty political party ever.
Yeah.
Everything they've done is because they hate the other side so much. It doesn't even matter if it's good; they'll get rid of it.
Yeah, Democrats have
another reason these parties need to collapse.
Yeah,
they need to go away. They're bad for America, and they've been
totally
bad for America for a long time.
I totally agree with you, Breakman. I agree with you wholeheartedly. I think both parties suck. I think the number one thing that needs to get taken care of before anything else is money out of politics. Once we get the corporations out of politics, that's when things will get better for people. All right.
Another thing I'd like to see is term limits for everything.
Yes.
Nobody
totally
was
agree.
ever meant to be a career
Term
politician.
limits for Supreme Justices.
Yep.
Yeah,
absolutely. Absolutely.
Indeed. Nobody
100%.
should be able to get there should never be a lifetime appointment.
Yeah. I think
that's
4
saying
years.
that you get to choose when you quit.
Yep. Absolutely.
So you could be
They
95
technically got a
years
position
old,
that's
barely
better than the
conscious.
presidency because they can't leave.
You could be like 95 years old and barely able to move or speak, because we've seen that before in Congress.
Yeah.
And nobody can do anything because you have a lifetime appointment as a judge.
Yeah.
You're making decisions on things you've never heard of at that point.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I couldn't agree with you more, Breakman. You term limits have to be a thing, especially in Congress. And
God, yes.
You should be able to run twice, and you're done after that. Like that should be your service.
Well, I think you could, if you don't get in, you should be allowed to keep going, keep trying to get in. If you want to waste your money trying to get votes and keep losing year after year, that's on you. But you should only be able to run like 2 terms.
2 terms. I agree. I
think 2 4-year terms is what we should go with for everything.
So you start with getting money out of politics. You break up the big banks like Wells Fargo, Bank of America with Glass-Steagall. You do things like police reform and Medicare for all, and people start appreciating the government a little bit better. It's kind of funny how that works, when the government actually does things for the people and not for itself, then people like that. All you have to do is look at Norway, look at a lot of the Scandinavian countries, Holland, Switzerland. They're definitely different than the United States, and they do a lot of good things. Why is that? Because they seem like they care about their people. Their prison system is ridiculously different. I saw a video on the prison system, and I believe it was Norway or Sweden. I can't remember which of the Scandinavian, maybe Finland. But the inmates had access to, musical instruments. They weren't treated like animals. They were treated like people, and that's something that could change. The other thing, drug war. Drug war's got to stop. And Jeff Sessions is the biggest poster boy for the
that would save
drug
us
law.
So much fucking money. Yes. That whole increase in the debt ceiling right there. Instead of increasing the debt ceiling, how about we end the war on drugs?
Yeah.
Because there's billions of dollars, if not maybe $1 trillion more there.
Yep, I agree. All right, let's move on to Sweetos. I know we went a little long on our Stinkos. Did you have another Stinko, Breakman, before?
No, I had a few. I think we talked enough about shit that sucks.
Yeah.
Let's move on.
Breakman, your Sweeto this
Might as well call this a Stinko Spectacular.
No.
Okay, my Sweeto goes to one that probably Frank shares with me, and that would be the return of football.
Yes. With a caveat.
Yeah, I do have a caveat. You're right, and I was going to get to that. Yep. I was going to let you celebrate for the moment first.
Yes, I'm definitely happy with football.
Yes.
Continue on.
My favorite sport. This is the Bengals' 50th anniversary. This is a team I've been with for like 30 years or something. A long time since I was a little kid. Mm-hmm. And even though even though they still have Adam Jones, I still want to. It's football's back, and it's like, God, I want to watch it, and like I want to root for the team. And at the same time, there's that guy on there, and I don't want to root for that. Like I don't want to support that behavior.
Yeah.
So like I feel so torn, but I'm gonna be watching.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna. I don't know. I can't root against my team, but at the same time, I don't want them. Well, there's a lot of hype for the team right now, and I don't know if. I don't think they're going to be as good as some people think.
There might have been a time.
Bad as some people are going to be.
There might have been a time I actually might have gotten interested in football, but the NFL sucks as a corporation. So
I totally agree with that, Eric. I am definitely happy football's back. I'm a big-time Bronco fan. I love the Denver Broncos. My favorite. It's same situation. I've been with the Broncos for years. Breakman.
And I find it really hard to turn my back now, especially this is the 50th anniversary.
Yeah.
And for the first time in the Bengals history, the cheap-ass owner, Mike Brown, has decided to support like old players and stuff. He's bringing back all the legends.
That's good.
And it's like, oh, finally you acknowledge that there were people before here? Oh, that's good, cheap-ass.
What do you feel now about standing for the national anthem, Breakman? Do you think it should be incumbent upon the NFL to enforce people?
I don't think they should show the national anthem. I think they do it just so they can have more money and more eyes, you know. Yeah. They can charge for... Because I think after the national anthem, there's commercial break, isn't there?
Dude, fuck the anthem.
Yeah,
so there's money right there for them.
That's nationalism.
Yeah. As far as what's going on with Colin Kaepernick, I know we got into a lot of fights, and okay, I stand by a lot of what I said, but at the same time, I know a lot more now.
Yeah.
And apparently he started dating this girl. Apparently he really was supporting like Black Lives Matter before that.
Yeah.
Like he, unlike what I thought, but this girl pushed him to be really into and be into an activist and such.
Yeah.
And right now, I think she's really hurting him.
I think she's hurting him right now, but it doesn't.
Well,
get rid
we
of
know
the point.
Right, I'm not arguing with his decision to do that or anything like that, but I'm saying like her continuing to like call everybody a racist and stuff like that. And apparently she attacked Ray Rice right before he was about to be signed with the Ravens.
Mm-hmm.
So he isn't going to get a job with the Ravens now, and there are so many teams that don't want him because of the whole sitting or kneeling during that national anthem.
Yeah.
And he has very limited options. You know, and for her to go out and attack somebody who was trying to help him, like, you have some fucking common sense. What the fuck are you doing?
Okay, that aside, that's like personal issues. It still doesn't get rid of the point. The point of the matter is Colin Kaepernick's out of a job because why? Tell me why, Breakman. You mean to tell me
because, like I said, I've said before, it was that a lot of people were afraid it was a distraction, and that's
how could it be a distraction?
There's that there
because that's casual racism.
No,
how can it be?
Yes, because they don't want to acknowledge the real issues.
Right. That's the whole point.
It's supposed to be about like entertainment, and they don't want. And for a lot of these guys, it's about money. They don't want to be distracted by anything that doesn't involve them getting paid.
Okay, this
it's not about racism. It's about the almighty dollar.
This is what.
But
hold on.
But there are a lot of people who are doing it for racist reasons. There are a lot of people who are against him for racism. I wasn't saying that. I'm just saying not everybody who's against him is doing it for racist reasons.
Okay. I'm gonna put an end to the whole Colin Kaepernick controversy. It's not even controversial in my eyes anymore because of what happened to Michael Bennett in Las Vegas. Okay, for those who don't know, Michael Bennett was in Las Vegas, enjoying Las Vegas. Which anybody who goes to Vegas, what do people do? They enjoy themselves.
If they don't, they're dead inside.
What's that?
If you go to Vegas and don't enjoy yourself, you're dead inside.
Right. So he was like everybody else, spending some money in Vegas, because what else do you do in Vegas but gamble and buy shit, right? And dance and drink and, just it's a fucking adult playground is what Vegas is. I love Vegas, all right? So he was there, and they got video of it, and people are going to say, oh, he was resisting and blah, blah, blah. How many fucking times have we heard this narrative, all right? He was a big black guy, right? Big black guy that heard some gunshots and started running, all right? And the first thing police do, they didn't stop any white people. They stopped Michael Bennett, threw him on the ground, put their knee on his back and neck area, held a gun to his head.
Well, how dare he be black?
Right. How dare he be black?
Wait, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Right. Exactly right, Breakman. That's the whole point I'm getting here. And that's what Black Lives Matter is all about. They're not saying that all lives don't matter. They're saying that Black Lives Matter too. I know that's
I
really
think Black
really
Lives
hard.
Matter's biggest problem is they don't have like a unified like leadership at this point. Like they
Yeah,
need
I
somebody
mean,
like
some of
as
its
a
members,
spokesperson.
Why do they
some of
need?
class members have like had a list of like things they wanted white people to do, and they basically just wanted to have them surrender their property to the black people for no
No,
reason.
no. I think that's a shitty story.
Well, there are like segments and stuff like that, like small groups of people that are like that. But
No.
for the most part, Frank's right.
Things,
Like
I've seen alt-writers try to use this as an example as why Black Lives Matter is garbage, which is garbage.
Yeah.
Well, I guess that's part of the problem of not having like a leadership, somebody who can say, okay, they're not a part of our group.
Okay.
You know,
Here's
and here is what we're doing. This is what we're doing. You know, here is why we're here. We just want things to be better for us. You know,
yeah.
as opposed to what gets spread, which is things like Eric was saying.
Not really even better, Breakman, just the same. You know what I mean? Just the same courtesies that other people get. I brought up an example earlier.
I've argued many times that we don't get these courtesies that you talk about. Like you talk, but when you talk about like somebody getting shot, yeah, like we're less likely to be shot. But I mean, as far as like cops aren't nice to us either. They're generally rude and violent to us too, is what I mean.
It's starting to get worse, but proportionately, it's way worse for black people and Hispanic people, dude. That's just the way it is. I know it's hard to understand.
Are they
that.
ECR nations because they look?
No, Frank, you are not understanding me. I'm saying
I know what you're
cops
saying.
are violent.
They are.
So why is it?
I agree with you.
I'm saying I see them do violent stuff to white people.
Yeah, but
too.
Yeah,
okay, so how is that different?
Hold on.
That's like saying that.
Here's the difference. Hold on, Eric. Here's the difference, Breakman. Maybe I can put it to you in a way that would make sense, okay? Because I understand what you're saying. I fully do, dude. You're a friend of mine. I consider you a friend. Eric's a friend of mine. Mug is a friend of mine. Mug and I have had discussion after discussion after discussion about this. But the whole deal is this. It's disproportionate.
I said that.
Disproportionate.
I said that.
That's the whole.
I said they arrest
crux.
more. I just said they're more likely to shoot and they're more likely to shoot a black person. But I'm saying when a cop like arrests somebody, they're violent.
Can I?
Period.
Just period. Yes.
Right.
That's all I said, Frank.
Okay. No. Hey, check it
out.
out.
This is why we started fighting over the Colin Kaepernick, because I would say things, and then you twist them in a way to make it sound like I was saying something racist, which is not what I said.
No. Look.
No, Frank. I said those exact same things, and you're saying no, you're missing the point.
No.
And then you said the exact same thing.
No. This is. It's so hard to explain to people. I agree with you, Breakman. You hit a nail on the head. Police are out of control. That's the overarching point. But a meta point that is always missed is the disproportionality. Is what I'm saying.
I said that.
Look, I know.
You heard
me
say that, right?
Frank's just trying to reiterate.
Look,
but you heard me say it, right, Eric?
Yes. Hold on, Breakman.
Yeah, I think you did.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hold on.
I was barely paying attention, but I think I remember.
Well, I can't.
It really sucks because the way I explained it to Mug was, unless you've been in somebody's shoes, you don't understand. You really don't. I mean, you do see some things that, and especially now since we have video, it's luckily it's starting to come out more and more, right?
I want to get to Sweetos.
We will get to Sweetos real quick, dude. Please don't interrupt me, Eric. All right. Last point I'm gonna make, and then we can shelve the Kaepernick shit. I'm okay with that. I do think it's relevant, but I'm okay with shelving it. Nobody really knows the feeling of being followed around because of your skin color, unless you are that skin color, right? I've been in stores before. I just went into a store the other day where the fucking manager or whoever worker was fucking following me, all right? People think you're always joking and lying about that shit or just making fun of stuff, but those kind of actions are really fucking hurtful, all right? That's the whole point. That's what I'm saying. I just think that people are downplaying the other shit that happens, and luckily or maybe unluckily, especially for black people, we have video of it, and nothing's being done. That's the whole thing. Nothing's being done. So should we just shut up about it? Should we just not say anything? Should we not? I will say this: Colin Kaepernick years from now is going to be thought of almost in the same light as Muhammad Ali. People hated Muhammad Ali because he the dodge.
I don't think you're right about that, because the difference is Muhammad Ali is amazing. Kaepernick's kind of like his talents. Like there are not many teams that he could be a starting quarterback for.
Also,
I totally disagree with that.
In the shit for a while too.
Hold on.
He's got seniority.
Ali protested going to Vietnam, which the draft is complete and total bullshit. So
right.
Obviously, I agree with that.
But also,
he got a lot of people hate him for that, and then there are a lot of other things he did.
But also, killing people.
But I know there are things that he did that we should not applaud. Like, I'm not gonna get into it. We're talking about too much. Anyway.
Right. No. About Colin Kaepernick, I think it is relevant. Breakman. He will go down as another Muhammad Ali type figure because he's fighting for people to stay alive. If you're a black person in this country, a black guy or a Hispanic guy, and you're walking around, these are real world worries, dude. I take walks almost on a day-to-day basis, like long walks, and I've been followed, I've been harassed, I've been I guess pulled over while walking. I don't know how I could have done anything by simply walking. Luckily, I know the right things to say for the most part, but maybe the next time I get flustered and I don't say the right thing,
I love the when they pull up to you when you're just sitting on your front porch or something.
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing?
Yeah. Like, none of your business is what I'm
just
doing.
fucking sitting here. Why are you fucking looking at me for? Like, aren't you just drive on and look for some trouble or something?
Imagine that, how annoyed you were at that, Breakman. Imagine that type of thing happening to you on almost a daily basis. That's what I'm saying. That's what Black Lives Matters is all about, man. It just, let's treat everybody equal, not inferior. And that's the cops' mentality. We do need to get to Sweetos, so Breakman, go ahead with your Sweeto, dude.
I already did.
Oh,
that's how we got into that.
Oh my god.
So what's your Sweeto?
Mine?
Yeah.
Wow, you're a little salty, Breakman. Holy shit. Salty
I'm exasperated because it's almost 5 o'clock.
All right, man. Let's get into Sweetos. My Sweeto. Obviously you guys are my Sweeto because every week you guys, listen to me like just yak about a bunch of stupid shit. But you guys are my Sweeto this week. Actually, I'm putting you guys, all of you guys, even Mug, even though he's not here, into my Hall of Fame Sweeto. So you're in like Flynn. Also, the movie It. I'm not gonna do a review. I'll wait till next week. I'm just going to say...
I might have seen it by then, too.
I just want to say, to Breakman's point about It, I hope it doesn't make it uneven with the second movie. You have no worries,
Please no giant spiders.
You really have
or
nothing...
gay sex orgies, because apparently that was a thing in the book.
You have nothing to worry about, Breakman, because... Even if they change the movie completely, which it's going to be a completely different movie because it's going to be when they're all adults.
Wait, hold on. Wait, there's a gay sex orgy in the book?
No gay sex orgy. There's a minor orgy in the book.
I'm sorry. Like I lost all train of thought after you said that. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, no. There's definitely a minor orgy in the book, but they did it pretty eloquently in this movie. They didn't do that. They did something different. So teen sex orgy, Freak 5 says. So but
okay, so it's like it's like Japan.
Yeah, sort of. So yeah, that's you have no worries, Breakman, at all. It's a fantastic movie. I don't want to see gay orgy, but I also don't want to see like a teenager orgy. Unless you're
talking
either.
Like barely legal. Okay, that's fine.
No, you're not gonna see either. either of those. So
Barely,
rest assured.
unless it's barely, like I said, unless it says barely legal teens, then or 19-year-olds, that's fine. That's good.
No, you're not going to see any of that. No
No.
nudity, as a matter of fact. But it's
Oh.
definitely a very, very rated.
Thanks,
Very
freak.
right.
He said I heard the gay sex orgy. Now I want to read the book.
Yeah, exactly. No, it's a very
Yeah, because breaks by curious.
yeah, breaks by curious. No, it's a very, very rated R movie, so it's definitely not a kids movie, even though there's kids involved in the movie. It's a hard R rating. Let me just put it that way. And Mug was like, I just don't see it being scary to me, and I'm like, trust me, it's pretty fucking scary, man. It's a good one. So I'll have a review next week for it. Eric, your Sweeto.
My Sweeto is the former president of Mexico basically slammed Trump with an ad.
Yeah.
Oh, that link is dead.
Yeah.
Oh well. I'll fix it. But it was on the TYT, and give me a minute, I could pull it up. But you can move on to someone else for now.
No, I'll explain it. It's basically Vicente Fox.
You saw it?
Yeah, I saw it. The former president of Mexico basically slamming Trump. He gave Trump the bird, told him that, there's one wall that Mexico would be interested in making, and he basically flipped over a sign that said, or that had Trump Tower with a brick wall being built in front of it.
And he vows to run for president for 2020.
Yeah, he wanted to run for president in 2020.
He got the money, he can get a citizenship. Why not?
Well, you can't run as a naturalized citizen, so that blows that out of the water. But it's a reason why Arnold Schwarzenegger didn't run. Otherwise, I have a feeling he would have ran as president. But
oh, jeez.
No, he should run, even though he has no chance of winning, because it would be something.
He can't. He can't even run. He's not allowed to run. He's not. He wasn't.
Yeah, he wasn't born an American citizen.
And that's something that needs to change.
Yeah, I highly encourage people to watch that video. It's about a 5-minute video. TYT did a condensed version of it, but the whole video, see if you can find it. It's Vicente Fox, Trump. Just put in Vicente Fox Trump video in Google, and you'll find it. It's pretty cool. Hey, Freak5 says you were on episode 95 of Zombies Anonymous. Eric, you wanna give a quick
I was
preview?
going to save that for my plugs, but...
Oh, yeah. Yeah, no. I was just going to plug it now and give you a chance to quickly talk about it, but no, that's cool.
They went through the basic stuff, and I gave my review of Walking Dead Season 2.
Ah, okay, that's cool. What did you give Walking Dead Season 2? Was it good in your eyes or not?
Gave it an 8.5.
Yeah. All right. Well, you got to watch episode 95 of Zombies Anonymous to get the rest of Eric's review of Walking Dead Season 2. I'm happy you watched Season 2. That's really really cool.
I have some frustrations with Season 2, like, and really a lot of narrative that they did with that in the prison, like, which is coming up, but I don't want to like spoil it, but I'll just say in the book they did not spend that much time in the farmhouse, and they spent a lot of time in prison.
Yeah.
They kind of flipped those, and it seems like they spend more time at the farm than it does in the prison.
I'm talking about the game, not the actual Season 2.
Oh, the game, the Season 2.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
Season 2 is actually really good. Yeah, I like Season 2.
Yeah. All right.
I didn't like it as much as the first one, even though
actually I like.
There are some things that are better than the first season.
Yeah.
I kind of liked it more because there's actual multiple endings, and this time you play Clementine, and there's a character that shows up that might have been supposedly dead and such like that.
Yeah, there's lots of stuff that happens. Season 1 and Season 2 are pretty good. 3...
I haven't got to the third season. Is it all the way out yet? Even if they released all of it?
Yeah.
Dude.
The third season isn't nearly as good as the first two, though, because the form it's becoming formulaic, and it's basically the same story but with different people and slightly different situations and dynamics, but it's mostly the same.
Hey, let's end this show on your lulls, and then we'll do plugs, Eric. What's your lulls this week?
My lulls is it's another TYT video of 11-year-old basically telling an InfoWars goon reporter to fuck off.
Yeah, I saw this too.
Because they got misgendered.
Yeah, it was interesting.
And they're acting like a total douche
I
actually
think that guy was personally, I think that guy intentionally called the little girl young man. And that was pretty insensitive.
That's another reason. And she probably picked up on that.
Yeah, she picked up on it, and she was like...
Kids aren't stupid, man. They're just younger.
Yeah, kids aren't dumb. They just don't have the experience.
Some of them are.
Well, yeah.
Well, there are some very dumb kids.
Parents raised them.
Yeah.
No, but this kid... not necessarily. Some kids are just dumb. Even, you know, they could have good parents.
But generally, they're not dumb.
Well, all right. Yeah. Most kids aren't. I'm just saying there's some dumb kids.
Yeah, I'm gonna play this. So
there's some really smart kids too, and exceptional kids also.
Yeah,
because I was a kid, and a lot of kids I knew in school were very immature.
Yeah. Okay, let's listen to what this little girl had to say. She had to be about what, 9, 10 in your estimation, Eric? About 9 or 10.
The article is about 11-year-olds, so they knew her age apparently.
Okay, here we go. Here's this lady letting the InfoWars supposed journalist have what's coming to him.
Let's watch.
How are you, young man?
You're an idiot.
Wow, who taught you that language?
My mother.
So your mother taught you that foul language?
In the car.
And why am I an idiot? Oh, wow. Oh, my.
So if you didn't see that, I highly recommend you watch it on Young Turks. Don't watch it or some other place than InfoWars. But basically, this little girl was called a young man and said, "You're a fucking idiot" to the guy. And he said what he said, and then she flipped off the InfoWars camera. So I love that little snippet there. It was actually pretty awesome, and that little.
Of course,
girl,
they try to play the moral high ground. Oh, little kids shouldn't be saying fuck.
Oh, fuck off. Go fuck yourself, InfoWars, man. Fucking InfoWars, man. They're awful. All right, guys. Anything else on that, Eric? Did you happen to see that break, man? It was actually pretty funny, dude. You would have enjoyed it, dude. Look it up afterwards. It's pretty funny. All right. Let's do our plugs. Breakman, let's do your plugs.
You can follow me at break_man and at RPGrinders on Twitter. If I respond, I might. I don't know. I haven't used them much.
Yeah.
Maybe more. Maybe with football. Maybe I'll start tweeting again more.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. All right.
I don't know. Like I just. My feeling with Twitter now is I don't know.
Yeah, you know, I'm almost getting that way with Twitter, but there's reasons why.
I still have reason to use it though.
Yeah, I do too. I use Twitter quite often. Mostly sometimes for news actually, because I hate local news. Local news is junk, and mainstream media sucks, and of course I'm not gonna watch Fox News, so you know, got to get my news somewhere. All right.
But how will you be brainwashed if you don't watch Fox?
I know. Fuck, I know. Or MSNBC or any CNN. All of them. Man, they all fucking suck. All right.
So many of the older generation, I see them watching those news networks. Like they worry about all the stuff that they talk about on those shows.
Yeah.
Fox News is the only news program my parents watch, and I barf every time I go over there. I don't know. I want to beat my head with a hammer sometimes.
I actually would take the other tact. I would just laugh the entire time at all the absurdities that I hear.
I wouldn't, because they're usually present.
Yeah.
And I don't want to bother trying to explain myself to people who've been convinced.
Yeah, fuck that.
I tend to yell at the television when I watch shows like that, so you know.
Yeah. All right.
I try not to say anything when I come over and somebody's watching one of them, because like I want to yell.
Yeah.
I'm like, are you fucking kidding me, you fucking moron?
It's almost every time I catch them watching that though, it's never prime time. It's always like right before prime time.
Yeah. Still, it all sucks, man. All right, Eric, your
Yeah,
Plugs,
if I walk in on anybody watching Bill O'Reilly though, I don't hold back.
Oh, fuck Bill O'Reilly, man. Or Hannity for that matter. Fucking.
I think
My
Bill
parents at
O'Reilly's
least
the
agree
biggest piece
Bill
of shit.
O'Reilly is garbage.
Yeah.
I mean, or at least that he's, not great.
He's only saying what everybody else on Fox says. So if he's garbage, by
And
extension,
it's not like he means it. He just wants a paycheck,
yeah. All right, go ahead, Eric. Your plugs.
which is why he's evil, because he's willing to do shit like that for money.
Yeah, your plugs, Eric.
I would do it if somebody'd offer me. God. I meant my dignity. Yeah, that's it. I wouldn't.
Yeah,
I wouldn't stoop for money.
I'll plug the aforementioned guesting on Zombies Anonymous episode 95, and I'll also plug latest review on Total EGN. That's a review of RPG Maker Fez for the 3DS.
Ah, nice.
And there's other sites I've written for, like BostonBashBrigade.com, VogNetwork.com, and HonestGamers.com.
All right. Anything else?
And there's my YouTube channel, which I had a video recording of another snack review. I just keep forgetting to upload it. Maybe I'll actually remember this weekend, and because I don't have 50 bajillion things to do.
Oh,
There's a
tough.
would you rather in chat.
Also, I've got a. I forgot to put this into the homie discounts, but I've got a homie discount.
Okay. What's your homie discount?
Humble bundle. There's the Humble Honey Sakura bundle, which is the 2 Honey Pop games, Honey Pop and Honey Cam, and a bunch of Sakura fantasies / all those stuff.
Nice.
They're not good, but like for $10, you're getting a lot of stuff. You might like at least one of those.
Yeah. For $10, that'd be worth it. A bunch of those.
I think it'd be worth it just to get Honey Pop, because Honey Pop's not a bad game.
Yeah. All right. You done with your plugs,
It's a
Eric?
match 3 game, so yeah, that's all I have to say.
All right. Breakman, you were gonna say?
Oh, the would you rather from Freak 5Cast said, would you rather walk in on your parents watching Fox News or porn?
Neither. Next question.
I chose Harikari instead.
Yeah, Harikari. That's better.
If if I walk in, if those are my options, I'm just gonna end it now because I don't need that. I'm done. I'm walking out of this life.
Yeah, no, fuck. I'm walking off the show if that's all I got. Walking off the show of life if I have my way about it. No, neither. Harikari, that's a good choice, man. God.
Wait, Harikari or what?
Porn.
What kind of?
No. The options were: would you rather walk in on your parents watching Fox News or porn? I chose the third option, which is
I'm used to it, so I wouldn't mind walking in on them watching Fox News.
All right. So I want to plug everybody in chat. Freak 5 Chaos, Dungeon Buster in there. Bridget Barnes was in the RPGrinders YouTube page chat. Yeah. So there you go. I want to plug Eric's appearance on Zombies Anonymous. Go listen to that, episode 95, as he said. Fuck Jeff Sessions. I hope everybody has a great weekend. Stay safe out there.
As I said on Twitter, one of the few quotes I had.
That old bastard needs to have a heart attack.
Let's make America great again. Make America great again. Let's ship Jeff Sessions out.
Yeah, Jeff Sessions, Donald Trump, and his entire cabinet and family, and the Republican Party, and most of the Democrats, and we'd be A-okay.
I thought Eric was about to say he's used to walking in on his parents watching porn.
No, my parents are kind of afraid of porn.
Oh man.
Hey mom, what's that? Oh, it's some 69 porn.
69. Some bukkake mixed in there.
I was gonna say
They're basically Catholics.
Some 69 porn with 2 chicks, and there are 4 guys waiting behind them.
No cups.
Or standing around them, jacking off on them.
Yep, no cups.
So it's a lesbian. So it's a lesbian 69 bukkake.
Dungeon Buster says, I heard Jeff Sessions looks like the Hamburglar without makeup. How about the Keebler elf? That's another one, man. The Keebler.
Put him up in the stripes, and he's
Hamburglar.
basically that. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I like the Hamburglar.
Yeah, I like the Hamburglar too, but ugh.
I'm looking at German shat porn.
Oh.
Oh,
yeah, I'm good.
Gross, Grandma.
Oh
Gross.
man. All right. That's it for this week, everybody. Have a good
Oh, I'm sorry. Do you prefer amputee porn?
Oh God.
That's
Um,
a freak of chaos.
How dare you? How dare you bring that nonsense to this show, man?
How dare you even try to insinuate the disabled stuff is gross?
Yeah.
I
how dare
mean,
you.
disabled people need love too.
Yeah, exactly.
I think the diaper
Dare
fetish
you.
stuff is gross, personally.
Ugh.
That just really creeps me out.
Or the
If
horse.
you're into it, I'm not gonna shun you for it, but I will make fun of you for
I
it.
saw when HBO did that. What did they call it? They called it Real Sex. They had
Oh,
one.
I loved Real
Yeah,
Sex.
Real
This
Sex was awesome.
great.
It's awesome.
And until they'd have the ones that were really disturbing though, like penis puppetry or something. Like guys were
That was actually really funny.
twisting
Actually,
their penises around.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I couldn't watch that.
funny.
Dude.
It was funny. It
out.
actually was funny, man.
Ah.
That
Like, no, I don't know if I'll be able to pee again. My penis is afraid.
No, the one I saw was on people acting like horses. There was this woman that she pretended she was a horse all the time. Like,
So they were furry role playing.
it was furry role playing before furry role playing was a thing, dude. It was weird.
It's like
man.
they're the perverts that the yippers that dress up, and then there's the ones that just role play.
Yeah,
And everybody knows I'm always gonna make fun of the furries.
yeah.
I'm sorry, furries, but you're just such easy targets for me.
Sorry, Tiger
And
Claw.
and I need low hanging fruit. So
Yeah.
Did you say cheesy targets?
easy targets.
Yeah,
I said
easy
low hanging fruit.
Yeah, low hanging fruit. All right, guys, that's it for this week. Thanks for joining us. I really appreciate it. Dungeon Buster in chat, Freak 5 Chaos, Bridget Barnes, MXT was not in here, but anyways, a couple people in there. Right on. Appreciate it. You guys have a good day. Stay safe this weekend. We want to see you back next week if you're listening on the archives. Until then, we are out. Later. Right on, guys in chat. Appreciate that. Next week, I think I should have mentioned it on the show, but I think next Friday or this coming Friday, whatever, I'm going to be doing a GDP. So in the old time slot on Friday. So if you want to join up and listen to some music with me, that'd be really cool. Maybe we can spin out some tunes for the people in Florida and Texas that are hurting right now.
Message me so I can tweet that out.
Yeah. No worries. I'll definitely message that out. But thanks everybody in chat. Really appreciate it, guys. We're out. Later.